Hey YouTube, Zealous Talon here with day 5 of my 100 subscribers special review for the Spyro's Adventure Skylanders figures. So today is the Earth element. Earth is kind of themed around like ground and rocks and stuff like that, obviously. So getting started with the dragon for the element, as always, this is Bash. Bash is kind of effing awesome. Because he's obviously flightless, no wings, but you just look at this guy and you know he's sort of earth-ground oriented. He's low to the ground, he's got this nice dark brown kind of dirt color for most of his body, and then it's broken up with some tan paint for all of his little spikes, claws, underbelly, horns, even his teeth, and his obviously his big-ass tail club that he's got. Kind of like an ankylosaurus, except it's all spiked up like a morning star. He's got just these bright red eyes with black pupils going on. So not too much variety in his paint color, but he is really well detailed. His skin texture is very rocky and craggy. And they did a wash over him just to kind of bring that out. You know, a very light black wash that they wipe most of it away, but you get all of the appropriate details picked out. Just really highlights all the crags and chips in his scales. He looks worn down, kind of eroded, and very rock-like as he should. And he's exceptionally powerful in the game. I think if you go down his Granite Dragon path and charge up his Guy Hammer, it's like the strongest single hit in the game. And he can curl into a ball and occasionally just nullify damage, and he's just really kind of cool, really cool. I like him. Prism Break is one of the more famous characters of this element. In Giants, he's pretty much the poster child for the Light Core figures. He was an early release figure. Really, all of the Earth characters all of the basic Earth characters anyway were available just right when Spyro's Adventure came out, so this was the element that you could complete just right out the gate. I really dig Prism Break. I'm not a huge fan of his playstyle. It's just kind of awkward for me anyway. It's really cool in concept, and if you do it right, it's really effective. It's just awkward for me. I don't really think in those terms. So he's obviously got he's obviously like kind of like this rock elemental. He's all made of rocks, and he's got these really luminous looking eyes that have a really nice gradient going from kind of yellowish in the front, and they kind of go to orange towards the back. So it really looks like they're lit, which is very nice. And then he's molded mostly in this darker brown plastic, not like darker, almost more of a blackish brown, and then he's got kind of this wash of this sort of greenish gray going over him that kind of just helps to put a little more color into him, and it almost looks like kind of like marbling or something like that in the rock, because rocks are never just a uniform color, except for like maybe like basalt or obsidian. Most rocks are not a uniform color, so it really helps to just give them a little bit more pop, look less dull. But the real standout is all of these translucent blue crystals that he's got for arms and shoulder spikes. It's just really, really nifty. And he was the obvious choice for, when they went with the light core concept, he was just so obvious. I mean, it would have been great if they could have engineered piping into him to make this kind of glow. And the earth figure base seems a little bit inspired by him, just because it's this brownish, dirty color, but then you've got all these light blue crystals coming up through the base, and that's for all Earth characters. So just really, really cool. Really executes the concept well. I really do dig him. He's kind of my favorite of all the characters with his, with this overall build that he shares kind of with Stump Smash and Eruptor, where, they've got just this big, huge upper body, thick arms, kind of stubby little legs. He's the one that just really pops out of any of the characters with that build. Terrafin's pretty nifty too. I like him. He came with the Pirate Seas Adventure Pack, which was one of the first two to be released, along with Darklight Crypt. He just totally reminds me of a street shark, like I'm sure a bazillion people have said. If you know what I'm talking about, you're a '90s child, and go for you. Good for you. But he does kind of have some obvious Earth things going on with him, like his arms kind of have this craggy, rocky texture to them. He's got some nice kind of spots going on his back, the orange with a little spot of yellow on him. Then his underbelly is cream colored, and he's got, wide eyes with pupils and some really sharp white teeth, which is cool. And he's got a little chevron of grayish black just to either side of his mouth that kind of implies gills, but seeing as he's a land shark, he wouldn't actually need gills. That would actually probably be a hindrance. But I really like the two-tone effect where he's darker on the top and lighter on the bottom. Very dark gray and then very light, almost cream colored. Many sharks share that color pattern, and it's a form of natural camouflage in the ocean. So he looks like a shark, but he pulls off the land thing going on. He's really fun looking. I really dig him. The whole street shark thing just brings me back to my childhood. Just really fun looking dude. And last up is Dino Rang. Obviously kind of a dinosaur looking guy, and then he's got some gold boomerangs going on here. He's got really good skin texturing, like many of the reptilian or draconian figures. He's got just excellent scale detail all down his back and these red plates. And then he's got some thick scales that are in between the plates. They're just laid down, and all of the scale detail is brought out with a nice black wash over him, so he doesn't just look like a blob of green. You can actually see all of the little scales popping out. He's got some little nostrils and a couple of white teeth, orange eyes. He's got kind of this leather armor going on, so that's all in this brown paint with gold highlights, which really looks sharp, and his boomerangs are really good looking too. They're a textured plastic and colored gold, but with the black wash, you really get to see all the detail in the boomerangs. Even his claws are painted, which is a nice touch. I really do dig Dino Rang's look. Unfortunately, his figure, just because his base is so small and he's kind of got this sideways lean, he has a tendency to fall over if you don't have him on a stable flat surface. He's not particularly stable, but he is really kind of nifty, and he's really the only dinosaur. I mean, all the dragons are like quadrupeds, and so he kind of stands out as being the only biped reptilian figure in the game. I mean, out of all of the four, I mean, Bash and Prison Break do a much better job invoking Earth. And he kind of pulls it off a little bit better than Terrafin. But just because, dinosaur, fossil, dig it out of the ground. So his playstyle can be a little bit awkward for me, but he's a lot of fun and just, again, very unique. I really do like him. So that's the four basic Earth figures. Earth, along with, with water and life, it's one of the elements I like better overall. Just all the figures in this are really solid, really well textured. Just gorgeous detail on all of these guys. Definitely worth checking out and picking up all of them if you can. This has been Zealous Talon with a look at the Spyro's Adventure Earth figures. Please stay tuned for more.